The great assembly hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with nervous energy as representatives from 47 species gathered for an emergency session. At the center of the circular chamber, Ambassador Crix of the Velen Republic stood with trembling appendages, clutching a data pad that contained information too incredible to believe. "Fellow beings," Crix began, his voice echoing through the translation matrices, "we have received confirmation. The humans are real." A collective gasp rippled through the assembly. For centuries, humans had existed only in whispered tales told by ancient spacefaring civilizations, stories of a bipedal species from a small blue world that could survive in environments that would kill most beings instantly. Legends spoke of their ability to endure extreme temperatures, consume toxic substances for pleasure, and most unbelievably, their tendency to befriend apex predators from their homeworld. Commander Vel of the Arctan Defense Force leaned forward in her seat. "Ambassador Crix, surely you jest. The human legends are nothing more than folklore designed to frighten younglings." Crix activated his data pad, projecting a holographic image above the assembly. The room fell silent as they observed a sleek vessel unlike anything in their databases. Its design was both elegant and threatening, with clean lines that suggested advanced engineering principles unknown to galactic science. 3 cycles ago, our deep space monitoring stations detected this craft entering our outer territories, Crix continued. Initial scans revealed technology that defies our understanding of physics. The vessel appears to be constructed from materials that should not exist, and its propulsion system generates energy signatures we cannot classify. Dr. Nen, the Council's chief xenobiologist, studied the projection with fascination. The craft's proportions suggest beings of approximately 2 meters in height, consistent with the human descriptions in ancient texts, but surely the stories were exaggerated. "That is what we believed," Crix replied grimly, "until we intercepted their communications." The ambassador activated another file, and the hall filled with strange sounds, rhythmic vibrations that seemed both musical and linguistic. The translation matrices struggled to process the alien language, producing fragmentary phrases that sent chills through the assembly. "They speak of coffee as the essential life requirement," the translator announced. References to pets that appear to be large carnivorous mammals. Discussion of recreational activities involving deliberate exposure to dangerous environments. The Zephyrian delegate, a crystalline being whose species required carefully controlled atmospheric conditions, shuddered visibly. Impossible. No species could survive such reckless behavior. "There is more," Crix said, his voice growing more strained. "Our intelligence networks have been gathering information from the galactic rim, where several civilizations claim to have had contact with humans over the past millennium. The reports are consistent and terrifying." He displayed a series of testimonies from various species. The Mollusk Confederation reported encounters with humans who had somehow survived in the vacuum of space long enough to repair external hull damage with primitive tools. The silicon-based entities of Proxima 7 described witnessing humans consume ethanol, a substance lethal to most carbon-based life, and exhibit increased social bonding behaviors. "Most disturbing," Crix continued, "are reports from the war-torn sectors. Multiple species have documented humans arriving in combat zones not as conquerors, but as mediators. They apparently possess an inexplicable ability to establish diplomatic relations with hostile entities through methods our strategists cannot comprehend." General Moore of the Hegemony Defense Corps stood abruptly. "You speak of them as if they are supernatural beings. Every species has limitations." "Do they?" Crix challenged. "The Thermal Worlds Coalition reports humans establishing colonies on planets with surface temperatures exceeding 400 degrees standard. The Ice Runners describe human settlements thriving in sub-zero environments where even our most advanced environmental suits fail." The assembly erupted in heated discussions as delegates struggled to process this information. The concept of a species so adaptable challenged their fundamental understanding of biological limitations. Suddenly, the hall's emergency communication system activated. A junior technician appeared on the main screen, his expression filled with panic. "Council members," the technician announced, "we have multiple contacts approaching our system. The vessels matched the configuration of the human craft detected earlier. The great viewing ports that lined the assembly hall suddenly illuminated as massive shapes emerged from hyperspace. 12 vessels of impossible design hung in the void above their world, their hulls gleaming with an inner light that seemed to pulse with life itself. As the delegates watched in stunned silence, one of the ships transmitted a simple message, in perfect galactic standard. "Greetings. We come in peace. We bring gifts of friendship and chocolate." Ambassador Crix looked around the hall at his fellow beings, their faces reflecting a mixture of terror and wonder. The legends had not only been true, they had been inadequate to describe the reality of humanity. The chocolate reference alone suggested these beings possessed substances unknown to galactic science, possibly with psychoactive properties that could influence behavior. The implications were staggering. "What do we do now?" whispered Dr. Nen. Before anyone could respond, another transmission arrived. "We understand you have questions about our species. We have prepared a cultural exchange program. Fair warning, it involves camping, barbecue, and something we call extreme sports. We promise it will be fun." The Galactic Council had spent centuries maintaining order through careful diplomacy and measured responses. Now they faced beings who considered dangerous activities entertaining and had somehow managed to traverse the galaxy while maintaining an inexplicably positive attitude. As the human fleet settled into orbit, the delegates realized their universe had just become a much more interesting and unpredictable place.